You too. What it do? What Benji back with the crew. If you're new, please don't forget to subscribe. Let's check it out, man. Why nice guys keep getting overlooked? Do they get overlooked? Let's be real.
Do nice guys finish last? Why do females choose the niggas with clear and glaring, maybe even violent character flaws over the guys that seem to have their best interest at heart? The guy who seems to be a saint, always says the right things, validates their feelings, makes it a priority to dedicate time to them. Just hearing these descriptions, you would assume the thought of a nice guy finishing last is false. It literally cannot reflect reality. But if we take a minute and observe the state of
I think one thing about the whole phrase "the nice guys finish last," a lot of dudes try to attach themselves to that. Like, I just had pure intentions. I really wanted to get to know you, brother. You may not have been a nice guy. You were put on an act. You were trying to do the nice things or say the right things in order to try and get your end goal. This may not be a true characteristic of yours.
society, percentage of single mother households, Chris Brown meet and greets, Duke Dennis.
You looking for someone to lick you?
Huh?
I said you looking for someone to lick you?
Like, this is just like pure hive mind. Somebody, like, bro, we were living in a time where anybody is a celebrity. And I think a lot of people were attracted to status, fame, clout, celebrity. And so you have enough people that will formulate an opinion based on somebody. And so a lot of people will join that hive simply because there's enough people there in order to try and represent that thought or idea. If enough people think somebody's attractive, enough people think somebody's successful, enough people think that somebody is cool, the masses will begin to follow. Live in a monkey see, monkey do world. Shout out to Dennis, man. He killing it. But walking up to somebody, asking them to lick them is insanity. And now imagine if you were talking to this woman and trying to get to know her romantically, and in the back of her head, she just want to lick do Dennis. That's all she want to do. I mean, come on now. Just think about it, guys. There's probably somebody. Now, I don't even want to be that type of dude, man. But there's probably somebody that's really vying for her love and affection and attention, and she's just geeking over trying to lick over Duke Dennis. She finally got an opportunity to see him. She want to lick him. She don't even lost all type of moral integrity. Lost all type of anything's gone. Everything's gone. Just rattling around in her head right now.
No.
If that's a wild offer, I'm sorry.
Wait.
You knew that was a wild offer. Grown woman.
I'm lost. You said it one time?
I said, are you looking for someone to lick you? I just
And she thought she was killing it too.
said lick you.
Lick.
Lick.
Like with your mouth. Oh.
Lick.
I'm abstinent right now. So
Right. That's okay.
yeah, I'm
I
abstinent.
can wait.
Yeah.
Bro, this bitch doubled down 4 separate times.
Relentless finisher is
We see this
stupid.
is a very realistic view of the current state of the game. The nice guy meta is over, patched, vaulted. Romance been dead for damn
We don't even know if Dunez is a bad guy, but apparently this is like a trend of him having a bunch of baby mamas.
near a century. When I see people talk about nice guys, why they're undesirable, I always hear the rationale of women just having some type of underlying desire for bad guys, hood niggas, simply because it's in their nature. But the basis for this belief has no
It's in
real
their
depth.
nature?
It's always a completely anecdotal claim. That's probably the most intellectually lazy conclusion. It's like using etc. when you don't have no more examples. Hit the like button, watch to the end of the video as I explain exactly why nice guys finish last. I think there's 3 main reasons why nice niggas can never get hoes, but the first and most important is a lack of authenticity. Have you ever met somebody that was just a little bit too nice, too virtuous, too upright, too clean?
hold on.
On paper, this is a very appealing persona, but in the real world, it's just repulsive, annoying, and uncanny. When somebody tries to put on a mask of kindness, most of the time it's very clear and nobody likes feeling like they're being deceived. Like, why is this nigga trying to act so harmless and virtuous and kind? In the book, The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy, he explains that as a salesman, the more you try to convince someone to buy from you, the less likely they are to actually buy because they feel like you're trying to sell them something.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to feel like they just got sold something. Niggas more so want to feel like they just bought the thing. When you put on a nice act for females,
A lot of people want their own individual agency. So if they feel like you're trying to portray something that you aren't in order to achieve whatever your goal is, like you said, being sold, there's a disconnect.
they experience this same feeling. It's like the niggas in the mall who be trying to do the shoe cleaners. They're like, bro, why are you chasing me down, damn near forcing me to let you clean my shoes? It's like, bro,
You can have the most dirty shoes, but because this dude is pressing you to clean them, you can be like, bro, I don't even want you to clean them. It's something there in the back of your head that makes you not want to do that.
I don't even care how good he clean my shoes at this point. You too thirsty to get me to purchase. This immediately gets the female to thinking like, this nigga way too desperate, and giving off a sense of desperation ain't really the best way to be trying to.
I can probably agree that this is probably true. On the other hand, like, I think that if you're starving over this woman and you haven't, like, for example, like if you just meet a woman, bro, and you're over there geeking over how good she looks and how this and that, you're ready to get married to her, in some sense, it probably ticks in the back of her head that there's a level of inauthenticity there. You don't even know her well enough to be that interested in her. Now, I guess that we could chalk this up to many different things. I mean, there's plenty of people nowadays that are getting attention from people since we have so much opportunity to connect ourselves to a myriad of people now due to the advent of social media. But truthfully, sometimes standing out from the pack is the best scenario.
Poor females.
Join the Discord. I got e-dates planned, DM breakdowns.
Empathy at times, they're argumentative, maybe arrogant, prideful, emotionally unavailable. Of course, there's niggas out there that's just exceptionally nice. They just naturally have less bad guy tendencies, which
I don't think that a lot of women are after a dude because he is bad. So a lot of dudes try to fake it as if they bad too. Again, that does not work in your behalf either. Because when you run into a real demon, then what happens? I don't know. But I think more people are just attracted to authenticity. If you are actually a quote-unquote nice guy, or quote-unquote good guy, the women that are attracted to you are going to be attracted to you. You're not going to have to act like some good guy or act like a bad guy in order to get a woman. That's not what happens. There's plenty of women who are going to be who are going to be taken aback and are going to stray away from the dudes who are the bad guys, the hood rats, the hoodlums, the thugs. They're going to stay away from them dudes.
I don't think should be a problem if it's actually genuine, but even these authentic nice guys aren't completely virtuous. This lack of moral perfection would eventually present itself, which wouldn't even negatively impact how a female looks at you, because like, bruh, literally nobody is perfectly nice. So not being morally perfect actually is more normal. When you get a new job and you meet your coworkers, the difference between
Bro, I think that there's like a confusion. Women are not looking at these dudes and being like, oh yeah, this guy is the most nice person ever. No. Nobody's looking at you like you God.
the ones you actually become friends with and the ones you keep on a coworker level is in the authenticity of your interactions. The not safe for work jokes, the friendly banter, the jokes at each other's expense. Regardless of how good or bad the person is, you typically enjoy their company more because you're both being yourselves. There's no filter. You're not walking on eggshells. If anything, the worse the person is, the more comfortable you can be. Cause it's like, I'm not finna say nothing that can be overly critiqued or rejected. This nigga is setting the bar for how wild the conversation is. It's like how the general line for what can get you canceled on the internet has went up since Kanye started tripping on Twitter. All the other celebrities can say what they want now. Like, they would literally have to be trying to one-up Kanye to say something that's worse than what he's already said. The bar is literally so high that they would genuinely have to be trying to get canceled. And also, we gotta look at it from a safety perspective. Feeling like someone is trying to deceive you and hide their true self naturally gives you a sense of unease. Like, if I slide on a female and she overly receptive, like OD going, I instantly start thinking I'm finna get robbed. I'm finna pull up young niggas with ski masks.
That's what I'm saying. When you're going against the norm, that in some sense does stand out to people. That's a good point.
Big ass Drakes and ARPs. Similarly, when you try to overly act with a female, she might start thinking you're a serial killer. Like, if a female knows you beat females, at least she knows that. But if you beat females and you're acting like a nice guy, it's a way worse situation. Not that you should be doing that anyway. I'm just saying for the sake of the example. At least she knows what type of nigga you are and she can make the decision going forward. Alright, now that I'm done with that, the lesser reason why these nice ass niggas just cannot succeed with females is because they're simply boring. Going back to the coworker scenario, if you always have the same safe for work conversations with someone, you'll never really feel a desire to talk to them. This is it.
I think that there is some truth in this. I mean, if you look at a lot of people who are married, in some sense, there's a point in time in which they feel like they have to start spicing things up. That's why I don't even understand the argument. I mean, that's a whole separate argument. But if you're talking about like sexuality, all these type of things, it doesn't really matter. Like, a lot of people get on these things and talk about, oh yeah, you need to be sexually compatible. It doesn't really matter because in a few years you're probably gonna want to start spicing this, switching it up, doing things differently anyways. Doesn't really matter. Same thing I think is true in many aspects. I mean, you're not going to want to eat the same food every day. You're not going to want to drink the same drinks every day. So a lot of times you're not going to be wanting the same things or the same day-to-day routines from your partner. Some people are cool with normalcy. I think there's people that are at least have some complacency in their life. A lot of people, I think, are looking for the next biggest, baddest thing. I think that the world that we are in today kind of reinforces that. If you look at it, they're updating your phones every day. They're updating cars so frequently. You're getting new tech each and every week. You're getting phone updates. You're looking for the next best thing.
exactly how females feel with nice guys. It's too predictable. If there's one thing I've learned from sliding on females, is that you almost always get better results from not being boring, even if you have to risk offense. If you swipe up on a female story and you give a generic, "You're beautiful," that shit is not finna work, bro. It seems like the right thing to say, but it's literally just too boring. It don't really invoke no desire to respond. She's already used to seeing.
Like, let's just take that statement for what it is. Why would you respond to that? What is even the response to that?
You really gotta put yourself in that female's point of view. Continuing a conversation from there just wouldn't be fun. That's why when you send messages like that, you typically get left on scene. If she thinks you look good, she might like the message. Either way, nigga, it's a terrible shot. And the last reason why these nice side, kind ass niggas is not meant to get hoes is because this nice guy act instantly lands them in the friend zone. Like, let's say she can tolerate the fakeness, the performative kindness, the overall sense of death.
No, this all just boils down to whether she likes you or she does not like you. That's very simple.
Desperation, and she forms some type of relationship with you. It's not finna be romantic, bro. You're finna be her best friend.
Like, you'll probably listen to a bunch of women who say, "Oh, I like a bad boy. I like a little rough around the edges." Like that. Sure, but all these things that like a lot of people will have as a mandatory requirement for their partner, a lot of these things are malleable. So don't sit there and fall in love with it. If you get up there and watch these women that talk about, oh, a guy has to do this, but then you look at the type of dude she's dealing with. Interesting. A guy has to look like this, but then look at the type of dude she's dealing with.
Her brother, her therapist. The thing with nice niggas too is, bro, they be thinking that they building romantic interest by being supportive and like respectful, emotionally available all the time. But in reality, the relationship is completely platonic. You text her all day.
Well, you got to understand whether or not she likes you. Does she actually like you? Does she see you as a romantic partner? If you're already putting her in that category, but she doesn't seem the same for you, nor does she want to reciprocate the same thing for you, then nothing to talk about.
Sit on the phone with her and listen to her talk for hours, or not even talk. Like, you'll just sit on the phone with her, not speaking. You'll listen to her vent about niggas that she actually throwing neck to.
Exhibit A.
She liked this guy, and he was really toxic. So we were sitting at a brunch table, and I'm like, well, what's his name? And then she's like spelling it out and have her phone. And I'm like, let me just unfollow him on Instagram. And I did it. I was like, you know what? We talked about me unfollowing him for her for a very long time. I guess it just caught her off surprise. I think she should date someone who respects her and who doesn't f around with her like her previous.
Like you?
Like you?
Oh.
Well, I don't f around with her
If
like
there was someone
that,
exactly
though.
like you,
So
would that
maybe,
would you approve of that
maybe because I.
This nigga is cooked beyond belief. It's over for him.
You're essentially a free therapist. Like, bro, at least them niggas be getting paid. You listen to this bitch problems for nothing. And you.
But that's the problem too. I mean, you have a lot of dudes who will perpetually sit in the friend zone, waiting for an opportunity to get in a relationship with this woman. Again, the inauthenticity is killing you. If you want her, you want her. If you want to be a friend, you want to be a friend. Don't try to do all this masking yourself. Come on now. It's ridiculous.
You would think niggas like this would understand, like, damn, she probably don't like me. She on the phone right now telling me how she be throwing other niggas' neck and them niggas be
like, why would you want to be a part of that?
Her bad and all the hoops she be jumping through for these other niggas. She clearly does not like me. Like, that's probably the most telltale sign you in the friend zone, bro. No bullshit. If a bitch is telling you her escapades with other niggas, oh my goodness, gang, abort the mission. You're too far gone. It's no recovery. I ain't gonna lie, bro. At that point, you might have skipped the friend zone, the brother zone. You might literally be the gay best friend at that point. And this outcome literally could only happen by trying to run this nice guy method. Ultimately, this whole nice guy persona might be connected to a fear of rejection. Cause regular niggas is gonna let it be known, like, I'm trying to catch some that. They're finna try to push for some links. They're not finna sit on FaceTime with a bitch for a month. Nice side niggas fundamentally cannot do this because it's like
like we have to establish what do you mean by nice. Again, you being a solid person or having moral integrity is something that I think all people should strive for. There's absolutely women who go after dudes who have no sense, sure. But I would probably argue that's a minimum. It's a minute percentage of people. Would a woman like a dude that's, oh, okay, he's a little exciting here, he's rough around the edges, sure. But in reality, she still wants you to be quote unquote nice to her. She still wants you to treat her well, etc.
Like, bruh, you're too afraid to even be your true self. You want to be all nice for the hoes, ultimately because you're scared of rejection. So obviously you're gonna be scared to push for a romantic relationship. And you're just.
Well, let me know what y'all think about this, man. You're right, bro. I had to learn what does this dude say? I learned myself that fear of rejection, lack of confidence is going to get you in the friend zone every time. But at a point in my life, I just don't care. I'm telling her what it is. I'm out walking on eggshells trying to offend her. I'm a grown man. He was really toxic. It doesn't matter if you're nice or a jerk. If they like you, like, come on now. It does not matter what you got going on. There's literal criminals whose mugshots have gone viral. And these women is fiending. Look at a lot of these celebrities that still have a large female fan base. If they find you attractive, they gonna find you attractive. It doesn't matter. The one video you did wasn't about relationships, but by far your funniest video. In my opinion, I don't even care about the topic. I'm just watching you because you're funny. I mean, y'all, even if you look, you probably know some dudes who are morally decrepit. Who ain't got nothing going on in their life. So all this want to talk about something they want to do who has money, or they want to do who looks like this, or want to do who looks like that, or do that has this going on. And you look at some of the dudes they're dealing with, it is a lie. Once she has 5 kids and 3 baddies, 3 every day, she might give you a chance. Chill out. It sounds like something you need to get right with yourself. If you think everyone is too nice that they want to trick you or take advantage of you, watching your video made me realize there's one girl I'm smashing, one girl in the friend zone, one girl looks at me like I'm the gay best friend. It's funny because I met all of them at the exact same time. What is he talking about? Anyways, I do agree that the part on the bad boy vibes gets more female attention, but there are other things on the background. There's literally no way spelled background like that. Female's mindset and emotional intelligence plays a big role as well as the looks of the man. What? Humans desire the unattainable. The more unattainable you are, the less she has to work or fiend for. Well, I don't think anybody cares for things that are unattainable. I think a lot of people want things that are possibly difficult to grab. Like, for example, if you just show up today, like if the average income is $50,000, plenty of people would love $5 million. But not because they want it because it's unattainable. They want it because it puts them in a better position in life. It is outside of the norms in that regard. But like, I'm sure plenty of dudes would love the woman that is the most pretty woman in the world. Aesthetically, yeah, sure. But you still rather deal with the person instead of the person who looks a certain way. Same thing I think could be true with women. Sure, you would love the dude who looks like this, but you would be more interested in the person at their core. So I think there are certain things that we can argue are outside the realm of normalcy, but I think there's certain things that are going to supersede one or the other. Like a lot of these women, honestly, that probably geeking over Chris Brown wouldn't get in a relationship with Chris Brown, but they would take that one night, or they would take that at the very least the opportunity to take a picture with the dude. That's it, and they go by their business. Anyways, let me know what y'all think.